From the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you back to the WHTC Morning News for this Tuesday, October the 13th. Tuesday mornings, we have the garden party. A look at what you might want in your yard or garden, what you don't want in your yard and garden, taking care of the birds and giving the business to those pests that you don't want around and help you get the business taken care of. It's Jan Meeuwsen, the master gardener from DeBruyn Seed on Washington and Elm in downtown Zeeland. She joins us via the Google Meet connection. Good morning, Jan.
Good morning.
Glad you are with us and glad that you can join the conversation with Jan and I at 395-1450, 395-1450. Raining on My Parade, the extension seminar is set for tomorrow. It's an hour-long seminar, so it's not terribly long, but it might be terribly informative there, Jan.
Yeah, especially if you want to know, what are you supposed to do? What do you put next to, a pond or a lake? Or if you've got some soggy or boggy areas in your lawn or landscape, what do you do with those areas? This would be a very informative thing to go listen to. MSU got some of their instructors are going to talk about this. I think it's going to be a great thing. You have to register, and that's at events.anr.msu.edu/wild-backyard, or just go to MSU Extension and look at Raining on My Parade and sign up $5. And you'll get handouts. You'll be able to ask questions. I think it'll be a fun time.
Now, the question is, that's normally something you would think of, I would think of maybe in the spring than in the fall.
Well, this is the perfect time to transplant perennials. So to plant things, this is a great time. Soil is still nice and warm, and that's where the life of the plant is down in the roots and the crown of the plant. So that's going to be warm. It's just the air that's a little chilly above. So, and they don't care about that right now.
All right, during the garden party, we'll move this segment that we sometimes have during the Yard and Garden Hour to the garden party, and that is our awards category, some of the more frequent questions that come up at DeBruyn Seed over the past week. Jan puts them as the award winners. So let's go through some of the topics that you have here. And let's go first with the most asked question of the week, Jan. When do I trim my roses?
I know it's getting chilly at night, but my roses still have roses on them, and boy, I hate to cut them off, and I really don't want you to lose your roses either. So wait until we get probably a little cooler nights. Then you're going to have to trim them down to about 12 to 18 inches tall. Hey, take the buds and the roses inside for you to enjoy. And then once you trim it down to about 12 to 18 inches, make sure you put plenty of mulch around the base of the plant. And then we can put a rose cone on top of it, or you can put one of the cool little green tents that we have that can go on top of it too for the winter. You just don't want snow to pile up on that thing during the winter.
Trimming roses is one thing, planting fall bulbs is another.
That's the big thing of the thing. That's the big product. Everybody's looking at the fall bulbs. Ken's marked it down because he wants people to get out there and plant some tulips. Get some Dutch heritage in your yard for next spring. And okay, so if you've got a deer problem or a horrible rabbit problem, there are things you can plant that you don't get a problem with them. Daffodils, crocuses, hyacinths are all things you can plant that the deer and the rabbits don't like.
Yeah, and the hots. I still say put the hot peppers on top of them, and
Well,
that might be effective.
you can use the squirrel stopper spray on the bulbs themselves if the squirrels are sitting there digging up your bulbs as fast as you can plant them. Definitely get out the squirrel stopper and you put that all over those bulbs. They won't want to dig them up after that for some strange reason.
Dealing with your lawn certainly is a very popular topic. Maybe not so much with the grass seed, but dealing with maybe fertilizing and getting rid of some of the yucky stuff before we start seeing some of the white stuff coming down.
Yes, fall is the most important time to put down fertilizer. And if you haven't done it yet, you still got until the snow covers the ground here. So looks like we got a little more time here, but you do need to do it. You do need to feed the crown of the grass. That's where the blade of the grass meets the roots. That's got to overwinter it. It needs to be fed during the winter so can survive winter and then come out next spring nice and green, and that's what we want.
Yes, nice and green. Green is good. Not
Green is good. Yes.
Not blue. We don't need bluegrass. We just need green grass, right?
Green grass is what we need.
Yes, on the far side of the hill. What about dealing with moss?
Yeah, that is something we really need to deal with before winter. It will sit there and sit underneath the snow, making it even more slippery to walk, especially if you try to walk on it. So you need to get it off. Get it off your deck, get it off the side of your house, get it off your roof. Wet and forget is a great product to do that. Spray it on, wet it and forget it. That's it. That's all you have to do. If it's a real hard case, you might have to do it again, but usually just once and you've got your moss problem gone. That algae problem, all those little fungi, you can spray it once and you got it gone.
Now, one problem I've been mentioning for a while, and it's like, well, we got to get ready for them. Get ready for them. They're here. Box elder bugs.
I was out in the garden. I was planting a bunch of perennials the other day, and I cannot tell you how many box elder bugs I didn't see and kill. It was ridiculous. So, yes, they are congregating out there. You might not see them because they're black. They've got that little red stripe, but you don't always notice that when they're in the grass. But wow, are they out there, folks? So they're going to want to do is come inside with you and spend winter inside your walls. So hey, if you're cool with that, go with it. I am not. Get out the home defense. Do that perimeter around your house. Go from the house out 4 feet. Go up on the foundation, around the doors, around the windows, anywhere they might come in. Spray with the home defense. You can spray home defense inside too, but it will also keep out the ants and everything else too. But I want to keep out those little box elder bugs. I'm sorry, they can stay outside and die.
Yes, let Mr. Freeze take care of them when the freeze time does come. One final thing, grand reopening. The Rodent Cafe has now reopened at DeBruyn Seed.
Yes, the Rodent Cafe is up and ready to go, and it is well stocked. It is kind of ridiculous. It's got everything from traps to sprays to poisons, anything you possibly might need to get rid of those little rodents in your house, in your barn, in your yard, wherever. We got it. The Rodent Cafe is the place.
And speaking about things that help augment the Rodent Cafe, by the way, we are in a Google Meet conversation with the master gardener, Jan Meeuwsen from DeBruyn Seed, and the star of the show is now looking outside the window over your left shoulder there, Jan. And while Jan was talking, Mr. Butternut was jumping up to take a look at his kingdom.
Yeah, that is exactly it. Yes.
Yes. And of course, that takes care with that fun thing. Note with the awards category. on the WHTC Garden Party. There are many other topics that we'll be talking with Jan throughout the morning about why right when you can mulch. Mammal invasions. We'll talk about that as well. Putting the garden to bed. The wasps are back in town, and as we are making the transition from fall to colder weather, it's time to take care of our little fine feathered friends.
That's right.
Yeah, take care of the fine feathered friends. So that will be all discussion points along with your calls on the Yard and Garden Hour with the Master Gardener, Jan Meeuwsen from DeBruyn Seed. That'll be between 10 and 11 on WHTC's Talk at the Town program. Of course, Jan hosts the Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show Saturday mornings at 11 here on WHTC. When you cannot have a chance to chat with Jan with us, stop by at DeBruyn Seed on Washington and Elm in downtown Zeeland. Talk to Jan. She'll answer some of your questions. Some fine materials are available to take care of your lawn, help the animals out. Help the birds out, keep the animals out, and other fun things as well. Yeah, you don't want you. And of course, there's always Mr. Butternut ready to welcome all of his subjects to DeBruyn Seed.
Yeah, and he's not taking a nap. Yeah.
Yeah, so he is deciding to give his subjects an audience. Jan, as always, thank you very much, and we'll do this all again in about an hour from now.
Sounds good.
All right, that is the Garden Party with the Master Gardener, Jan Meeuwsen, on Real News Now, 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.